a million examples. I'm going to say to you tonight, brothers and sisters, hidden truth. We've been planning behind the scenes. Whilst everyone, not everyone, but many of us have been reacting to these stories, we have been planning a response. And brothers and sisters, I'm happy to say to you tonight, thank you all for joining us tonight, brothers and sisters. But we're going to ask you to literally build tonight. We are now this week, brothers and sisters, on tonight's show, launching, this is going to be our soft launch, a national organization. The national organization is the National Black Parents Association for the UK. I could not believe my eyes, brothers and sisters, when these things went down with our school children. I could not see a national response from us as a people. And we may have a little Black Parents Association in one borough, in another borough, in another. But when are we going to understand that power only respects power? And I'm asking you, brothers and sisters, tonight, the announcement is, are you going to join us? We're going to explain to you tonight, brothers and sisters, what is the National Black Parents Association? What is the power and the leverage that we can speak on tonight if we come together using umoja, unity, and then we can literally set a path of Kuji Chagalia, self-determination. We want to know, are you just going to be talking? Are you just going to be attending Hidden Truth and typing? Or are you going to join us and become an ambassador? And we want thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people to come under one banner. One banner. You've seen Brother David. We've been running our own little academies for 13 years. We're not here today, gone tomorrow mentality. Brothers and sisters, this is going to be a powerful, and you are here first to hear it being announced. I want to introduce you to some of the team. We've been working behind the scenes, brothers and sisters. We've not asked you for no money. We've been doing this without no money, brothers and sisters. Brother David, Sister Jean, Sister Janet, Sister Rachel, Brother Leonard, Sister Samira. Can everyone turn on their screens, please? Brothers and sisters, I want to introduce you tonight to the team that's been working. We've not said anything for nearly a year because we had to get this right. We had to put something over to yourselves, brothers and sisters, that you see, you know what? Hidden Truth ain't plain. And we've got bigger plans lined up, brothers and sisters. We've got bigger plans lined up. Brother Daniel, is Brother Daniel there? Where's Brother Daniel? Come on, man. Let's get the team together. Let's operate ourselves here today. Come on, Brother Daniel. Jeez, my big brother. All right, brothers and sisters, I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy tonight. Tonight is going to be a glorious night, but it starts tonight. And those of you that are on the platform with us, you are here making history with us tonight. I want to quickly introduce the team. We've got 2 to 3 minutes each, and then we're going to go into the thrust of what this organization is really about. And I'm going to actually start with my big brother, Brother Daniel, who is one of the people responsible, okay, for the Lewisham Young Leaders Academy. And he's got one of the most greatest, or he's a part of one of the greatest Black pressure groups I've ever come across. Brilliant group. Brother Daniel, who are you and why are you a part of the National Black Parents Association, King?
Beloved, greetings to all the Hidden Truth family. It's great to be here. I really am part of the National Black Parents Forum UK because at the end of the day, I've been working with children for many, many years. And when I see the inequalities, the injustice that is happening to our young people, for me, there's only one way for us to pick up the mantle and do the things for ourselves, because there's nobody going to come and do it. And this is something that everybody on this platform and wider should register and become a member, because at the end of the day, this is for our children. So if you become a member of the National Black Parents Forum UK, you're in safe hands. And you've heard what Brother Andrew Muhammad has had to say, and I'm glad to be part of the team. Family, you see what Andrew showed you in terms of the young girl on the bus. None of our children are supposed to experience any of these things. at all. And so for me, Brother Andrew, it's an honor to be part, brother. I'm ready to go.
I bow to you, my king. Brother Daniel's been working with Black youth and legislating with some of the biggest local authorities and government services. And the brother will be coming back to break down what he does and his contribution to this platform. Brother Daniel, we salute you. Brothers and sisters are asking me, what happened to the bus driver? I don't know. We'll investigate. But once we got this organization up and running, brothers and sisters, we will not look at something like that and not have a word to
100%.
say, or at least put people in the right direction for a right response. Sister Janet, my beautiful sister, man, please, who are you and why are you a key member, board member of this fantastic launch we're doing tonight? You're on mute, sister.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd just like to introduce myself. So I'm Janet and I am a teacher. I've been a teacher for over, well, coming up to 30 something years now, quite a long time. I teach science and I'm also part of the Lewisham Education Group organization because I do believe in unity. I think we have a lot to offer our young people. And I was just really excited by the thought of being part of this organization where we could actually come together, use our resources. We do have a lot of resources amongst us. I'm a teacher. There are other teachers that are part of this leadership team. And I wanted to just bring back, put more into my community and give to my community. I see other communities, the Chinese, Jewish communities, Asian communities, Sri Lankan communities, and how they actually come together to support their young people. And I firmly believe that we should be doing the same thing. And this was an excellent platform to be able to do that. So this launch is really exciting. There's lots to come. Okay, that's it.
Oh, beautiful. I don't know, just kind of cut out. I don't know if it was my connection, just slightly cut out, but thank you for that, Sister Janet. One love. Brother Leonard, please introduce yourself. You've been on In the Truth many a times, but introduce yourself and why are you a part of this audacious beginning?
Greetings, family. Greetings, wonderful Hidden Truth crew and the rest of the family. Listen, guys, listen, we are seeing history in the making. Today is going to be written about for hundreds of years. Finally, as a group of people, we have an organization that we are putting together to look after our young people. I am a former police officer in the Caribbean, in Trinidad and Tobago. I was a former war crimes investigator in the former Yugoslavia. I'm currently the European head of financial crime compliance as a Libyan bank in the city. So I've seen quite a lot all over the planet. Family, the latest example on Sunday, it was -4, about 2 p.m. on Sunday. A beautiful young black brother boarded a bus in Harrow and asked the driver, I don't have my card on me, can you drop me to Harrow? Less than a 5-minute drive. The Asian driver looked at my brother and told him, no, come off his bus. I said, no, brother, you go on the bus, I will pay for you. Family, we have to look, our children are at a disadvantage at every stage in our life. We have to stand up and look after them. We got to greet them. We got to make them feel like they're part of a community with elders who want to look after them. We got to find a way to get them to be part of any grassroots, any positive grassroots organization, because if we don't look after the next generation, it won't happen, but we have to be committed. And this is what this organization is going to do, family. I ask everyone on the group, join this organization. You will hear a lot about the plans, the mission, what we're planning to do. And we have a lot to contribute and support the family. Thank you very much, Brother Andrew.
Beautiful, 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 brother. Brothers and sisters, very soon we're going to show you and navigate to you how you're going to be an important part of this particular organization. You're going to see very soon. We're just introducing various key board members. Brother David, 2 minutes, my beautiful brother. Who are you? Well, we know who you are already, but why is this so important, brother? Because you've been committed for at least 30 plus years, brother, working with young people in some of the most prestigious schools all over the UK.
Yeah, and I'm only 31. But apart from that, family, you know what? Let's keep it real. The time for talking is over.
Come on.
The time for talking is over. We should be sick and tired of talking, complaining, moaning, pointing fingers. And that's why I feel so proud to be part of a band of brothers and sisters who are determined to support our young people and support our communities. Look, you know what? It's unite or die. It's as simple as that. It's unite or die. And unity is strength, family. Unity is strength, because when there is teamwork, when there is collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. And trust me, we are going to achieve wonderful things. We really, really are. And I'm sick and tired of us relying on a system that hates us.
Come on.
Hates us. Let me say that again. I'm sick and tired of relying on a system that hates us to uplift us, because family, that's the definition of madness.
Madness.
So we have an opportunity now to rally round, speak as one. There is power in numbers. There really is. There is power in numbers, and we want to build a collective force that really makes a difference for our communities in this country. The time for talking is over. The time for talking is over, family. Let's be more action orientated, and let's really make a change for our young people. They need us, man, and we're letting them down. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother David. And I love what Sister Diana said. She's sick and tired of being sick and tired. Just paraphrasing what you just said, David. Yeah. And what we lack in our community is not truth. We lack organization. If we can unite, and we don't have to agree on politics, we don't have to agree on religion, we don't have to agree on ideology, but we can agree on our positive future aspirations for our children. Can we come together, at least based on our children? This is what the Black parents are. And it ain't about just coming together and a child is being kicked off a bus. That's not the issue. We're going to go more deeper into that today. It's not all about the negativity. Now, before I introduce Sister Rachel and Sister Samira, I can see we've got Brother David Mohammed online with us, and he's just going to just seconds, because why is he here? Brother David was on the platform a few weeks ago. He brought in over 800 people on his powerful night of true global Africanism, and that's our Brother David, all the way from Trinidad, all the way down from Trinidad. Brother David is going to be taking next week's meeting. Brother David, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm right here. Can you hear me?
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Right, good. Yeah, well, it's a pleasure and a privilege again, just to share a couple minutes. But I want to congratulate you and the team for this magnificent, much needed, in fact, essential initiative of a National Black Parents Association in the UK. Of course, my field has always been education, but my PhD research has been juvenile delinquency to criminal gang activity, Black youth at risk in the Caribbean. And one of the major missing elements of all of the causal factors that bring our children into the school to prison pipeline and negative peer group influences, gang, the number one factor that is universal through almost every case is absentee parenting, and in particular, absentee fathers. And even sometimes when both parents are present, dysfunctional families with the inability or unwillingness for parents to make parenting a first priority. So to be able to give one another that kind of encouragement in a systematic way as an association or organization could only boost the concept of Black parenting, period, and hopefully inspire many of us, in particular, many of our men, to step up to the plate and have the village type of approach to raising our children. So I want to congratulate everyone. I want to congratulate you on that initiative with parenting. Of course, I am also the head of the education department at the University of the West Indies School of Business. And being a school teacher for 30 years, parenting has always been my focus, even though I've been on the other side of the aisle, so to speak, in that. So I'm looking forward to next week being on. And, I thank you once again for the opportunity. And just to drop one little nugget of information to hopefully give us more inspiration for next week. Now, as we all know, and over in the Caribbean, it's big news that our beloved sister, Ngozi Fulani, has faced what she encountered at Buckingham Palace. And deservedly so, this has been world news. But there is something else that is happening simultaneously with the United Kingdom and the Caribbean that many of us unfortunately aren't aware of. And it is the fact that a sitting member of parliament in Britain, his name is MP Richard Drax. He's the member of parliament for South Dorset in the Tory party. He was invited to Barbados by their government to discuss reparations. There have been extensive uncovering of research going back 300 years, showing that the family of this individual were not only slave and plantation owners, but they were actually architects of a slave plantation system that is actually spawned off in Caribbean sociology, what is called a plantation theory of how to control, govern, manipulate, and dominate Black people in an industrial type setting. So this sitting member of parliament, Richard Drax, he's a member of parliament right now. He went to Barbados and he met with Prime Minister Mia Mottley, as well as member of parliament Trevor Prescott, and also the CARICOM ambassador, Brother David Kamiziong. And they told him in advance, we're happy that you're here, we appreciate you coming, but if the outcome of these conversations don't go as we intend for them to go, we will be taking legal action against your family. Because Lord Richard Drax is a multi-millionaire in the United Kingdom. And all of the wealth that he has, that his family has inherited intergenerationally, has been from enslavement. And there's one more family that has benefited a bit more. And that's the family of the same people who occupy the place where our beloved sister Ngozi was mistreated. So we'll talk more about that next week. But this is a major breakthrough because he has acknowledged it. Many of them have not acknowledged it. He has acknowledged it, and the meeting took place.
Brilliant. Brothers and sisters, Minister David Mohammed from Trinidad, he will be on our show next week. And brothers, it's going to be mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. And we're literally going to be going more into what is happening amongst our people with the National Black Parents Association. We are excited and ecstatic. And just before I bring on Sister Rachel, brothers and sisters, who is this man? If any of you don't know this man, please study about this man. Who is this honorable man? Thank you for Sister Victoria. Haver. She says the honorable, right honorable Garvey, Marcus Garvey. Yeah, thank you so much. Brothers and sisters, I'm so pleased to announce in January 2023 on the Hidden Truth platform, we will be honored to host as a keynote speaker on the Hidden Truth platform, Dr. Julius Garvey, the son of the Right Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. It will be live with the investigator on this same platform, brothers and sisters, on an international show coming out from the UK. Brothers and sisters, please, if you want to see the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey's debut on our show, say lick shot in the chat room. Sell us the lick shot. We are not playing. We are becoming a movement that's representing the UK and Europe now. Do you appreciate the fifth country that tunes into this show? The fifth highest country is now Russia. I'm going to say that again. I've checked the analytics of the program, and behind the scenes, brothers and sisters, yeah, apart from the UK, apart from the USA, apart from some countries in Africa and the Caribbean, the fifth place country that tunes into the hidden truth is Russia. We've got our family in Russia now tuning in. Don't tell me we're playing games tonight, brothers and sisters, but I'm very happy that behind the scenes, we have been working with the Right Honourable Julius Garvey, and he will be our keynote speaker in January. Are you not excited, brothers and sisters? Are things not changing? And when I see Samira smiling, I know I'm doing a good job. When I say Sister Rachel smiling, I know I'm doing a damn good job. When I see Brother David just sitting back in his chair, licking shot, I know we're doing a good job, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, I want to introduce you now to Sister Rachel. This is a sister that I've known and I've worked with for the last few years, brothers and sisters. We met at a conference where we were both guest speakers, and from the time I met her, I said she's a mirror of my mind and my heart. And so, brothers and sisters, I want you to let them know who your grandmother is, sister, too. I believe this is going to do a short presentation for us. So get ready to share your screen, sister. It's all yours. And then keynote for the launch will be Sister Samira and Brother David, who will now show you exactly what is the National Black Parents Association, how you can be involved. Oh, sister, there is not one person on this platform who can't be a part of this and be a productive part, not just sit down and register. We're going to have opportunities for you to really be a service to our community. So Sister Sister Rachel, let me know when you can share. Just try again now, sister. Let me know when you can share your screen.
Yeah.
I'm going to lick shot from Babylon and shut my mouth.
Good evening, everyone. I feel privileged to be in this space. I'm terrible with technology, so I've sent this to a couple of people, and I'm hoping you can see the screen. Yeah, everyone can, and you can still hear me, which is great. So yeah, my name's Rachel. I do lots of different things. I think the most recent achievement is being part of this board of people that power the dynamism, the skill set, the enthusiasm for what's going on is brilliant, and I feel genuinely privileged to be here and to be part of such a formidable team. I do lots of different types of work. One of the things I do is I'm a deputy head of a large primary school. I also do some senior lecturing work, and the main part of the work I do is working on anti-racism development practice, teaching professional learning to teachers, institutions and organisations across the UK. So again, thank you for having me this evening, and I'm really excited. Yeah.
Sister, can you start the PowerPoint and then we can see the whole screen? If you can literally...
Yeah, oh my gosh, Brother Andrew, you're really putting my technological skills to the test. Right, is that
That's
better?
it. Carry on, sister.
Okay, cool. So why do I feel blessed to be part of this group? I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. My mother was a head teacher. My grandmother was the first Black head teacher in Wales. Her mother was a strong mixed heritage female as well. And I feel a genuine calling to equity and belonging. I don't think our children are catered for, are considered as children often. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a while, but this is a statue of my grandmother that was unveiled last year, and that some of my family and me around the outside unveiling it. And I think that one of the key messages and key lessons from her to us all has been around legacy and around empowerment and around working together as a community. And what's been great so far is hearing about sometimes the challenges that we have within our families, but we've got to see ourselves as part of a wider family, as part of a community family, and start to take care and remember how we're to take care of each other. So whether we're listening to what Brother Leonard was talking about with helping out somebody with the bus fare, to get on the bus, whether it's looking out for young people who are being abused by other members of the public, whether they be Transport for London workers or rail workers or whoever it might be, whether it might be contacting the local school to see if they need any volunteers, because it's important for mainstream schools to see Black faces in positive lights, as opposed to just within the month of October around Black History Month. You know, it's about engaging with and working with what we've got and coming together to take care of our own as well. If we leave our young people to a system, we're going to get what we've always got, which is a very clear school to prison pipeline. We as parents, we as community members, we as elders also need to take a little bit of responsibility and step out of our own window and look out for other people. And, you know, obviously everybody on this call or on this this session this evening is like-minded, which is great. And the reason why I've got this picture of family is because I think sometimes we can forget some of the key purposes of a family unit, whether it's within the same household or whether it's in the broader community. And sort of taking care of each other is really, really important, as I've said already. So I just have a couple of reflections, really, because it's not all doom and gloom, and the work that we're doing as a community is really strong, particularly the work around the hidden truths, the different academies that are growing, the international connections that are being made, what's happening and what's being launched this evening with us taking on a national association so we can actually signpost to organisations up and down this country. But as parents and as a community, I'd like you just to take a couple of moments to think about what we're already doing, whether us as parents ourselves with our own children, or us with other people's children working in the community in a wider sense. What can we do better? And what can we start doing? And I've got a quote there of Marcus Messiah Garvey: "A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin and culture is like a tree without roots." I think the symbol of a tree is quite a powerful one to keep going back to, because it is about how we nurture, how we grow, how we support all our young people to stand strong, stand confident, and actually have their own pathways of success. So just take a couple of moments just to reflect on those 3 points, and maybe if you can pop them in the chat, that will be really useful. Because I do think we also have to acknowledge where we're doing things really well as the next steps and where we want to head. So I'll leave us literally maybe 30 seconds, not very long, but yeah, anything you can type in. And I'm sure that Sister Samira is on the chat, and Sister Janet and other board members as well, just to look out for those, and maybe we can hear a little or a couple of those comments afterwards. So 30 seconds to type as much as you can now.
So Sister Beverly says, encourage one another. Sister Angela, taking personal responsibility.
Yeah.
Empower parents. We're waking up and becoming more conscious of ourselves as Africans. Trust each other. Someone else has reiterated, start trusting each other. United force, support each other. Let's see. A lot of trust each other's and unity.
Yeah, but I think if we think about the reasons why that trust is fractured, essentially we're working within a systemically racist system and society, and what it means to be in a family structure, the access to employment. So what Brother David was talking about earlier on, and the wonderful mum of the young man who's entered with or got a scholarship for that institution is really, really crucial, because if we don't start breaking through to these levels, we're going to be prevented from building up and growing outwards and really thriving. And lots of people talk to me all the time, oh, well, does that mean that you think that Black lives matter more than white lives and blah, 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 blah? And the answer is no, but what is really clear is that Black lives don't matter as much. And, you know, we've got loads of evidence to draw on, and particularly around education, the outcomes are historically low. And I, like the rest of us, are sick and tired of it. So if we don't start to galvanize, take responsibility, ask questions, work as a team, think about that we are representing ancestors. And actually that cycle of life is something that I think, the spiritual cycle of life, is something that I think has been broken over time because of forced movements of people, because we've lost our sense of self and direction to some extent. And I think this is what makes this really exciting, because we've got an opportunity to work more broadly across the country, but as a community, as a really powerful, formidable force. So I can have a look at the chat a little bit, but I will move on because I know we are a little bit pushed for time. The education system that we're working with can be really, really tricky. And I've just put this quote here: parental engagement in supporting learning in the home is the single most important changeable factor in student achievement. As parents, as family members, we can't necessarily control what goes on inside school organizations. We can control what goes on in our homes. We can control what literature, what books, what TV programs our young people are watching or listening or reading. We can control the types of conversation we have with young people. So we're practicing conversations and we're practicing how to articulate our thoughts as opposed to one-word answers left, right, and centre. We can control a lot of what goes on outside of school within our own homes. And I think it's really important. And I think sometimes we can forget. Sometimes we can think that it is just a school's job. It's good that there was a comment in the chat there about a growing consciousness and a sense of responsibility. And I think we're on a journey as a community. And I think we're on a really, really good one and a strong trajectory. But it's not just a school's job. And if we leave it to schools, as I said, we know what the outcomes are already. We've got the patterns, we've got the statistics, we can see it if we open our eyes in society. So leaving it to schools is not enough. But what I would say is sometimes we can also find it difficult to hold schools to account, to ask the challenging questions, to know when we can or should speak up and speak out, and who we should raise them to. And even as a senior leader, as a parent of a child that goes to a predominantly white school, because we don't live in London, in central London, a couple of things have happened, as you can well imagine. And one of them is around my daughter was, when she started in reception last year, the deputy head, I needed to hand a form to her. I forgot to put it in my daughter's bag. And I said, oh, I'm really sorry. Can I give this to you, or do you want me to give it to the front office? And she looked at me and she said, wow, we do encourage all reception children to take responsibility and to be independent. And so next time, I'll take it this time, but next time. So obviously patronizing. It was a Friday. We'd had Ofsted in that week. It'd been really, really stressful. Everything like that had happened. But what I said to her in a way is, no. Don't assume I am who you think I am. Don't assume you can speak with me like that. You can come to the judgments that you've come to really quickly. And I made it really clear to her. I said, oh, I'm really sorry. I forgot. It's been a really busy week. It was the unveiling of my grandmother's statue. And she looked at me, she went, oh, I saw that in the paper. I said, yeah. I said, and I've also had Ofsted at my school, and I was going to ask whether you and the head teacher wanted to pick my brains, as I'm a deputy head teacher. And she changed, just like that, she changed. And what I know is that before anything, I am a Black female.
Teach!
I am not, even with standing on these shoulders of giants and blah, 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 whatever title I might have that people think is really important, I'm a Black female. That makes me vulnerable here in this country. It makes me vulnerable being one of the few Black leaders in education still. It makes me vulnerable when most of my time I'm in white spaces delivering training, explaining to people why what's going on is wrong, what they need to do to change that, and the duty of care they have in order to make it happen. And so what I'd like everybody to know is it's all right to feel vulnerable. Don't think that you've got to be in a job with whatever title, and for some reason then you're blocked from feeling these things or experiencing these things, because it doesn't happen. But what we have to do is we have to develop the confidence, because if we don't develop the confidence, then we're sort of leaving our children in the hands of schools, which can't happen. It just can't happen. So navigating our way through a really complex system is something we have to get better at. And it's something I think that our platform and our network will be able to support families with. And I think that will be of use. The other thing I'd like to say really quickly is anybody can apply to be on a governing body. And it's really important that we understand how schools work, how we can affect what happens strategically within schools and spaces if we are on these governing bodies. Using that soft power to try to make sure that our young people are considered, that representation is on the curriculum, that we're just not cast aside. And it also supports people to take us seriously. So what I was saying to that deputy head last year was, don't mess with my child. Just want that to be clear, just don't. And since then, I am on the governing body and I've been able to have quite robust conversations, but being in those spaces can still feel really vulnerable, but we've got to break through and we've got to use each other as a support system and a support structure in order to help us be able to do that and not be too adversely harmed. So I just wanted to go through different things that that some of us, if you don't know already, might be able to do at home to support. So as I've spoken about already, conversations, really important, role play, particularly for those children in the foundation years in school, so those 0 to 5. What we've noticed because of COVID and because of lockdown is that there were no play groups because we were in lockdown, which meant the communication and language was not that great, and the implications of that are now being felt. So these things, going out on trips, when we take the bus or when we're walking down the road, what number house is that? How do you know? Like these little things, but they make a huge difference. A couple of things there across Key Stage 2 in primary school, like helping them feel they belong within the school, but also at home. So what books do you take out at the library, or what books have you bought? Again, what I can't control is every single text that my children will see within their schooling. I can assume that most of the texts that they see, most of the literature they engage with will be white and predominantly female. What have we done to counteract that at home? We only have black and brown dolls. We only have books that have positive representations of black people in them. We have history books that have black faces and stories and history in that predates Windrush. All of this stuff is really, really important, because what we're doing then as families is centering them as being as worthy, as coming from legacies of success, legacies of strength, not starting off their understanding of who they are with the transatlantic slave trade. So it's really important that we're conscious over what we have at home and what we share. And then there are a couple of secondary school age ideas there. So thinking about communicating, again, with our young people, thinking about a quiet study area to support at home, or mentoring pathways, or moving into sort of supplementary provision through Weiler, so on and so forth. So they were just a few things. And as has already been discussed, I'm rushing because I know what time is like for everybody, but as has been discussed, we have to do this. Our children are consistently robbed of their childhood, depending on how much melanin they have in their skin. And we've got to stop it, and we've got to take responsibility through what we can control, which is working together collectively, empowering each other, offering a non-judgmental space, and really pushing through the structural racism that exists within our society in order to make changes that are long-term. I think the real powerful part of this association is the fact that all of us are thinking on a long-term basis. This is not about this week, it's not about next month, but we're talking about decades ahead. and what we want the legacy to be for our people moving forward, generations to come. Yeah. So I just thought I'd end with this quote. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. The responsibility lies with us. We've taken on this baton. We're really excited to be working together. We're really excited and motivated to be working with so many families who are already committed to this work and already committed to taking the investment of their children's education seriously and life chances really seriously. It's about how we scale this up really quickly to support families all across the UK. So yeah, that's it. I'm excited if you can't tell.
Oh, come on, sister. Brothers and sisters, Ashay. Thank you, sister. Brothers, I told you tonight we're not playing. Sister Joy Riv and I said, Brother Andrew, years ago, this is going to be a movement. And I think her words were prophetic for our people. And remember, brothers and sisters, I'm going to bring on Sister Samara now, and Brother David. I know Sister Janet will jump in here and there because, you know, we're on fire tonight, brothers and sisters. Understand this. You're sitting here right now thinking maybe somebody's saying, well, I haven't got a child. How can I be a part of this? Watch and see. Samara will go through and give you the work that's been going on behind the scenes to show that every single person on this platform has a role and has a place in this particular movement. We are going to be moving on a level by the grace of God. We want you to join us on this fantastic, exciting journey. Please spread the word and become an ambassador in your area in getting parents and Black people in general to literally sign up. Sister Samara, Brother David, Sister Janet, I'm going to hand it over to yourself. Sister Samara, if you can lead the way, please.
Okay, thank you so much. And greetings, family. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be before you. And can we just again drop some ones for Sister Rachel? That was phenomenal, sis.
Sister Rachel's a legacy.
And this is why I am so honored to be a part of this phenomenal movement and wonderful group of individuals who have come together for this purpose. For those of you who I'm yet to meet, I think it is important for me to introduce myself so you can understand why someone who's not a legal or natural parent would be a part of this movement. My professional background is within anti-money laundering. So I'm actually a consultant within the investment banking and corporate banking space. And I also work with private individuals. But it's interesting because we had Sister Natasha on, and obviously her son Ty is at a very prestigious school. I know what it is to sit in an independent school as well as a state school. And I'd like to say that it's important because there was a comment in the chat about you don't want to be around all those rich people. Well, number one, never despise wealth. Mindset is everything, and opportunities is what will allow us. We need to make sure we're in all spaces. Opportunities is what will allow us to actually be able to progress and fulfill our destiny and purpose.
Good teaching.
So my parents worked 3 jobs to send me to my school. I went to one of the best universities in the world, and that is because my parents valued education over trainers. Very important. And so I say that because this association is going to be able to help everybody with our generations to come, as well as those who are here now. As you know, outside of my investment banking experience, the other thing is that I am a web designer and I have a beauty background, but I'm also a mental health first aider, all of which are important to me helping the next generation and our parents and our adults at the same time as well. Because quite frankly, you'll see on our opening page, which I am going to share with you, that we actually have a quote from Frederick Douglass, actually. And it's important that we do build strong children rather than trying to repair broken adults. So this association, make no mistake that even though it may seem like it is from humble beginnings, never despise humble beginnings, brothers and sisters, because it's from this seed that acorn will grow and rise. And to that I say ashe and amen.
Ashe, ashe, ashe.
So as such, I'm going to actually share with you the website that I had the honor and privilege of designing, so that we can actually be online and ensure that all four corners, as it were, of the country, Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and of course England, and the 9 regions within England, are a part of this phenomenal movement. So I hope that I can share my screen. Let's see here.
Let's go.
Okay, marvelous. So when you actually log on, so it is NBPAUK.org. That is the website, brothers and sisters. So Brother Jamie, Sister Jarita have been amazing in dropping this link throughout tonight, so that you can make sure you please do register. I am going to answer your question, Sister Diana, about who can actually register and do you have to be a parent, because the answer is no, but I will show you what our definition of a parent is. And also you're going to be hearing from Brother David as well, where we're going to run through, is it Brother David or Brother Daniel?
Brother David.
It is Brother David. Okay, great. So that you can actually then learn more about our mission, and also the 4 key areas or services that the association will be supporting our young people and our definition of a parent in. So when you land on the website, this is the first thing that you are going to see. It is a call to action. It is free of charge. We have removed all barriers to entry. It's so key that you know that, because with a lot of associations, whether it's a nominal fee or if it's a monthly or an annual charge, that can actually prohibit someone from joining. We didn't want money to be an issue. And so that is why it's completely free of charge. This quote is key from one of our other board members, Sister Susan, who couldn't be with us today due to unforeseen circumstances. But I love this quote, and we had to make sure it was one of the first things that you see when you land on the website, which is, let's teach our children who they are before society teaches them who they're not. And that is what Sister Rachel was sharing in her presentation. So when you click on enter here, you're then going to be taken, so you can see the home page. We've got this video that actually we wanted to ensure that it was aspirational and that it will share with you the types of people that we are here to serve, because you hear the word Black parents, and it is so key that our young people who are of mixed race and dual heritage understand that they are a part of this movement too. Parents who are white, Asian, whatever their ethnicity, if they have a child with someone who is African or African Caribbean, they need to be a part of this, because their child falls under, and by the way, we will go into the definition of parent, remember that, but that child is affected by the issues and the services that we are looking to provide. And so you'll see that we do have that represented in our video to ensure that that message is incredibly clear. Also, we wanted to ensure that everyone is represented and included outside of race. So you will notice that we do have a young sister there with Down syndrome, because all of us, it takes all of us to raise this village, and no one should be excluded. Our mission is definitely very prominent on our homepage, as well as the 4 key areas where we can support our young people and our definition of parent. So actually, I'll bring in Brother David at this stage, if there's anything you want to share, King, in terms of our 4 main areas in which we will be looking to support our young people and our parents.
Yes, sis, just a couple of things really. Obviously, as brothers and sisters can see, the this part of the site is still under construction, and it will be filled to the brim with information, knowledge, and advice. Just briefly, just to take a step back, one of the things that we want to do, amongst the many, is we want to amplify the great work that is taking place in our community up and down the country. Because as you can tell by my accent, family, I'm not from London. I'm from the world's greatest city, which is Liverpool. And one of the criticisms of or from communities outside of London is that people in London only believe that there is activism and organization in London, whereas there is activism and organization right across the country. And we want to try and capture some of that under one umbrella so that we have that unified and powerful voice. So yeah, let's try and amplify the work. But in terms of the 4 pillars and the 4 cornerstones, you can see for yourself that advocacy and policy education, mental health and well-being, entrepreneurship and careers, and career advancement for teachers is fundamental to some of the work that we're going to be doing. And something that's really passionate from my point of view is entrepreneurship and also careers. Our children in many schools receive little or no career advice whatsoever. So they kind of stumble into the GCSEs that they take, and then they get to years 11 and 12 when they start to think about the careers. And then they find out because they've been shunted into certain GCSEs, they're unable to pursue careers in certain occupations and certain careers. So one of the things that we want to do is, as part of our gateway process, is make sure that parents and young people get access to real quality advice about careers, and also make them more aware of what options are available to them, particularly around apprenticeships, but also encourage our young people to believe that entrepreneurship is a career opportunity, that they can set up their own businesses, they can run their own businesses and help to work alongside people who look like them and also employ people who look like them as well. Back to you, sister.
Oh, thank you so much, King. And, you know, the thing is that we have also put in place some seminars online, because this is national. And as Brother David said, it's not London focused. I know that everyone is so used to us having our events, whether they are online or even in person, focused on London. But it's so key for you to know and trust that this is a nationwide organization. And our core part of our mission statement, you can see here on the homepage as well, that we do believe that now is the time for change. We have been marching with our feet, which is necessary. But what I love about this association is that we are marching with our mind, first of all, and not just our mouth. So key. And so what you can also see here is how you can help us, but we will go into that a little bit later. Every single page, you will see this disclaimer, and that is because it's important for everyone to be aware that this is an online signposting platform and organization. Okay, so we are going to be working with service providers up and down the country, of which we will be able to put you in touch with them. And whilst we are doing our utmost to ensure that they are reputable and that they do as they say they will do, we are also calling upon you to do your own due diligence as well, whether it's for yourself directly or for somebody else that you are coming to our platform. Our mission statement and all of the different areas that we have just gone into, you can see here. And so I will allow you in your own time to really get to know how we as an organization, as an association, will be placed to unite, educate, and empower our parents. Okay, very important that you do take your time to go through and look at our mission statement. You saw there on the homepage that we've got our 4 service areas and our pillars, but something that I will share with you is because I shared at the beginning that I am a mental health first aider. And it is so key that we are looking after our mental and emotional well-being, because we always sometimes talk about money, but if you're not managing your mind and helping our young people with that process as well, they can make all the money in the world and still, unfortunately, want to take their own life. And that's a trigger warning I should have warned you about, because today I actually received a call from someone. I'm going to have to, at the end of this week, make sure that I can find myself somewhere so that I can actually be a resource for that person in my capacity as a mental health first aider, and I don't drive. Why do I say that? Because even though I'm on the phone with them, I know that they're going to need my support physically. Mental health and emotional well-being cannot be ignored, which is why it is one of our 4 pillars. We know that when we look also at CAMS, the waiting list for our under 18s, it is filled with Black and dual heritage children waiting 18, 24 months. So this is an area that is really important to my heart, and I know that is something that is key for all of our board members as well. And so there is generic information on this page that will support parents as well as young people. We also have some videos on here as well, and we're building out the other pages so that they will be a replica, so to speak, of this page in terms of the key information that you need where all of our 4 pillars are concerned. And then you can see here, we were true to our promise that it's not just London. It is all areas of the UK family, all areas. England, the 9 regions of England, as well as Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Something else that I want to share with you is that it was very important for us that this wasn't just an online platform where you go to look at the 4 service areas and that's it. Part of the empowerment and education, and therefore then the unity aspect, is for us to be very proud and celebrate our past, understand our present, so that we can move forward with our future. And so that's why if you look under the additional support tab, we have 2 areas that we are hoping should serve under that guise. And you'll see there, just as Sister Rachel had with her presentation, I love the synergy, is that we also have the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey Sr.'s, one of his most famous quotes. Why? Because we're offering you free resources as well as information where we can celebrate Black British heroes and sheroes. Because a lot of the times we find out about those who are based in America. I think it's quite fair for us to say. And it was important for us to make sure that whilst we don't deny the achievements of our American brothers and sisters, that we wanted this to really and truly speak to what we here in not just Europe, but Britain and Scotland and Northern Ireland, etc., has actually achieved. So under the free resources tab, and by the way, this is in its infancy. So it's going to continue to evolve. It's so important that you remember that this is version 1.0, family, 1.0. So this is going to evolve, but the 11 plus, very, very important. We know that with the Scholars Program for Westside Young Leaders and Lewisham Young Leaders Academy, a lot of the parents want to know about the 11 plus, and you should too. Equally, let's not start at secondary school age or going into secondary school. Let's look at that child in Ghana.
That's right.
He was 2 years old or is 2 years old. Let's start from the womb. You'll see that we've got resources here that we felt would actually be a great stepping stone and assistance to our young people and you as parents as well. So we go through the different ages. Remember, this is not England or London specific, and that is why we also have all 4 corners of the UK catered for here. Sister Janet, is there anything, especially in your capacity in education, that you would like to share, sis?
Yes, I'd just like to say that as Samira said, this is version 1.0. We have a number of other websites and resources that we will be uploading in the next few, hopefully the next few weeks, the next month or so. And that includes, there's some virtual learning environments such as Khan Academy, which is excellent. And that goes from a range of year 5, well, from 6, 7 years old all the way up to A level. There's also Seneca Learning. There's also BBC Bite Size. So we have got a wide range of other resources we're going to be adding to this site. And also just to break down what the key stages are, because in England, they use a key stage system. So parents may not understand what we mean when the child is going through teaching at key stage 4 or key stage 5. So we have a link that breaks that down for parents. And there'll be other things in relation to education that we'll be adding on there. So lots of things to come there that we'll be uploading.
It's definitely exciting times where we're going to take this, but you'll see also with Celebrating Black Excellence, as we shared earlier, that we are looking from a British perspective. So we thought, let's start with the 1700s, but we've got a number of our heroes past and present that our young people and our parents can learn about. But then we also have some of our sheroes. We couldn't have version 1.0 without Rachel's grandmother leading the way for our sheroes. So we have the late, great Betty Campbell, MBE, on here. Put your politics aside, what Diane Abbott has been able to achieve, particularly me as a Black woman, I am never going to at least publicly condemn her. She has done some phenomenal works behind the scenes and in public, and with being the longest serving member of the House of Commons as a Black MP is phenomenal. And we have a few other individuals that we thought for version 1.0 that you should familiarize yourself with and have your young people familiarize themselves with as well. But this list is not stopping here. We are going to continue to add to this list. And of course, I know that all of us on this platform are very familiar with these 5 organizations where our parents and young people can get more information so that our identity is not a curse. We celebrate it. And so I definitely say that outside of our great brother Andrew Muhammad, who we know is the investigator, to definitely tune and tap into what Brother Robin Walker has to share with the Black Secret, Black History Studies. You know, Mark and Charmaine Simpson are amazing. We also have our Black History Walks and Brother Kwaku, who was on the platform a couple of weeks ago. So definitely tap into these resources. We're going to keep adding to this, but this is just to ensure that we're not solely focusing on education in terms of the academic side, because education is also empowerment about our identity, our culture, our history, so that we can then move forward with confidence into our present and future. So the last things
can I just pop in here for a second? Sorry. Yeah, just to say that just to add to what you're saying, that there are some resources that I have for the for younger children. Even I teach 16 to 19-year-olds, so I teach teenagers, but I'm also a lead at my institution on EDI, which is equality, diversity and inclusion, and I have produced some resources for my institution on Black history, etc. And it's mainly British, so I have got links and I have got other resources that link in specifically for children and young people, and it will be resources that will allow them to do things, to do activities, to actually introduce them to a range of different people. So that will come on this site, so please look out for that as well.
Yes, I'm so excited. You see the kind of caliber of individuals we have on our board, brothers and sisters. Remember, this is version 1.0, okay? So definitely we're going to ensure that we build it out with all of these fabulous resources for you. But remember, I mentioned about our events. Our first one will be on the 26th of January. It is going to be, of course, online, so that up and down the country, all of us can plug in. We're going to make sure that at least on a monthly basis, we are actually hosting different seminars, workshops, and conferences. And it will be Sister Rachel Clark, who you heard from earlier, that will be our lead. We will confirm with you what the future dates are for February, March, April, and so on. But as long as you know, come here, and this will be updated so that you are then kept in the loop in terms of when our next events are taking place. You can then help us to spread the word near and far, because all of these are resources for you. There will not be a fee because we want to eliminate any barriers to entry. Okay. So the final thing that I wanted to share with you is as follows. And I have this on the government's, the UK or the English government's website, because I wanted to make sure that I had my figures correct, which is as follows. Whenever a petition is launched, typically after 10,000 signatures, a petition gets a response from the government. After 10,000. After 100,000 signatures, petitions are considered for debate in Parliament. Let me repeat that figure for you. After 100,000 signatures, petitions are considered for debate in Parliament. So you're probably then wondering, well, why did Samira want to fact check herself and ensure that I had that figure accurate? It's as follows. This is not just about a situation that happened on the bus that we saw with our young sister this week.
Teach.
Okay. This is about our young people yesterday, today, and in the future. I don't know how many millions of Black and dual heritage young people or adults there are, but the truth is, I know in London alone, there are 12 million people who are registered officially as being resident of this particular city, let alone when we look at Cardiff in Wales, we're looking at Edinburgh in Scotland, etc., etc., etc. Therefore, we should be looking to get to that 100,000 and more members, particularly as this is free. No barriers to entry, which is why it takes every single one of you to come to this membership page or membership tab. This is live as we speak. It is live. And we thank all of you that have already throughout tonight's show, you've been registering on this. We're not asking for, you know, any kind of true intimate details. We just want to make sure that we are that collective voice, and we need that unity and strength in numbers, brothers and sisters. We need you, because we need you to support us. This isn't about Brother Andrew. This isn't about us as individual members of this board. This is about all of us. So the important thing for you to know here is why you should register, who can register, and how. Why you should register, we've been speaking about all evening. Who can register and become a member is here. So this is an answer to some of the questions with regards to, do you have to be a natural parent, i.e. you've either given birth or you're a legal parent because you have an adoptive child. I do not have any children through the traditional means of being a parent. I am a godparent, I'm an auntie, and quite frankly, I give a damn about our younger generation. Therefore, I qualify as a parent under our definition of the National Black Parents Association. And I'm over the age of 18. I may look about 12, but I'm over the age of 18. Yeah, that was a long time ago, family, a long time ago. And so in order to become a member, please take note of these two items, this criterion and this criterion. Okay, so in order to be a member, You are a parent, meaning natural legal parent, legal guardian, godparent, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle. You're a neighbor who cares about the younger generation that's next door to you. You contribute positively to the well-being and welfare of a young person. And it doesn't matter what race you are. It's because there is a child of Black African Caribbean, or dual heritage descent or background that you care about. That makes you a parent in our eyes, under our definition. Equally, we want our young people who are aged 18 and above to become members. And again, in terms of their heritage, they are Black or of mixed race heritage. Okay, so I hope that that is clear in terms of what we define as a parent and who is eligible to register. It is completely free of charge. We have a form that is very, very simple. I hope that for those of you who have already completed it, that you found it simple. We are not going to be bombarding you with text messages or spamming your email. We are literally going to ensure that whatever information pertaining specifically to the association that you want to learn about and know about, we will ensure that we get that information over to you. Okay, hopefully that's very clear for everyone, but by all means, please reach out to us. This is not just for tonight that you're going to learn about this and then you're never going to hear from us again. The contrary, we will make sure that we keep this at the forefront of everyone's minds. But if you do have any questions, please let us know. There is a contact form that you can actually submit. Equally, you can reach out to any of us who are on the board, and you know where to find us every Tuesday between 6:30 and 10 p.m. Okay, and then we do have our disclaimer. And the last thing that I want to share with you is that because this is a platform that we want to actually bring parties together, we are looking, and this will be our second phase, for service providers. If you are either Black owned, Black led, or culturally competent, I'm going to say that again because some people may not necessarily understand the culturally competent. There are organizations such as Mind, which are not Black owned, but they actually have professionals within the organization who are culturally competent, who can actually support Black and dual heritage young people, families. Okay, and so that is our criteria in order to be a service provider. We will actually later on in the new year speak with you specifically about the service provider area, but it's just so that you know that we are looking to bring on board up and down the country. Again, this is not London specific, so that we can then cater to the needs of our service users across those 4 areas. Now, the form for the service providers is much more extensive because we are doing our utmost as a fully fledged registered organization, that we are doing whatever it takes to ensure the safety and quality of service that we can actually double check in our limited capacity. But remember, our disclaimer, the onus, brothers and sisters, is on you to complete and perform your own due diligence to ensure that you are happy that this is a provider you want to actually go with. And, you know, we cannot accept any responsibility or liability for the advice, diagnosis, or any kind of treatment that you receive, but we are doing our utmost by vetting the service providers who are attached to our platform to ensure that they, at least from our perspective, say who they are, what they do, and that they should be qualified in order to fulfill it. So as I said, you are able to reach out to us, whether it be via email, whether it be from our contact form, and equally through our Facebook at the moment, but we will be building upon that with other social media channels as well. We, of course, are looking for volunteers, But equally and somewhat more importantly is numbers. We need everyone who is a part of the community, 18 years old plus, those who are parents under our definition, to actually, now is the time. No more with our mouths, it's all about with our mind, with our money, and doing what it takes for us as a community to say no more, mean no more, and for us to do, be, and have more under one voice. So thank you ever so much, everyone, for going through the website with us. Equally, remember, if you have questions, let us know. But before I close out, Sister Janet, is there anything you would like to add, beloved?
No, just to reiterate that it's it's a great opportunity for people to get on board, and that we're hoping to increase the number of conferences. So there's opportunities, for example, to put a conference together on careers, where we can look into apprenticeships, we can look into what sort of qualifications young people would need to go down certain routes, and what sort of things you need to think about in terms of taking subjects, and whether you're doing foundation level GCSEs or whether you're doing higher level GCSEs, all those sort of things where one has to sort of negotiate one's way through the education system with parents. We can actually put together seminars to help with that sort of thing. So it's a real opportunity for people to get on board, and for them to make the most of this, to get what they need to help their child, because it is all about that support. I mean, going back to what Rachel was saying earlier, I have been very lucky to have parents who have always put education first. I've come from quite a humble home, but my parents have always been there for parents' evenings. They've always supported me for my education. They've encouraged me to go on to higher education, and that's given me the opportunity to go through, I would say, social improve my standard of living, and to live the life that I live now. And I want to see that for all our young people, and it can happen, but we do need to work with those parents, and this is an excellent platform to do that, and I'm really happy to be part of it. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely. And Brother David?
Yeah, just a quick thing before we hand back to BA. Family, we have to stop behaving like fireworks. And what that means is something happens like child Q, and then, we take off, we explode, and there's lots of light and heat and energy, and then the firework falls to the ground, and that heat, light, and energy is lost. And that's not what we're about. We have to start really being sustainable, being focused, and also we need to make sure that we're in it for the long term. This is not a 6-month, 12-month initiative, and then we can go back to doing what we were doing before. This is a long-term project that will produce long-term results that will benefit our children and our community in general. And family, just because you deserve something, it doesn't mean that someone's going to give it to you.
Hey.
We have to make it happen. We have to make it happen. And I'm not just talking about us as a management crew. I'm talking about everybody on this Zoom this evening, and everybody who they know, and everybody who they know. That's what's really going to make a difference. Family, I'm not going to tell a lie. I've got Malcolm X-ray vision. And what I can see, I can see greatness for this organization. I really, really can. I can see us making a massive difference. However, that will depend on you and how much you really care. Thank you. Back over to you, Brother Andrew or Sister Samira.
Yes, thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, how are you feeling? Because I'm telling you now, I'm excited. The team is a fantastic team. That's one of the main things I look at, is the conduciveness to the spirit of unity. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, please make some noise for the team. This is history being made today, brothers and sisters. Samira made a fantastic point about 100,000 signatures. We can have things debated in Parliament. Brothers and sisters, we can come together as one voice That bus driver, we make sure that's in Parliament. And there's other things that could take place when we've got numbers. Yeah. But the key is, brothers and sisters, we don't just come together in times of negativity. We don't just come to time when something kicks off in the newspapers and we're going to come together and, as David said, act like fireworks. This is about the inner development for our next generation. So that's why I had Brother David at the front today with Sister Natasha, talking about the scholarships. We're talking about, you know, the Saturday programs. We're talking about building our own schools. We're talking about, you know, all positive things. We are not going to be just reacting to negative postings. Yeah, we're going to be a signposting organization, so you can come to us and say, look, where can I find out about scholarships? Where can I find out about a leadership academy? Where can I find out about getting education for my young people? Where can I find out more about my Black history? We will signpost you to various different organizations or people. That is why we're going to come back a bit later on and talk more about the service providers. We want you to absolutely flood us saying, I can do this, or I'm a part of this organization. We want it to be by us, for us. We want to make sure that we are serving our community by using our community. So I know that Sister Avril, who's one of a fantastic tour guide. Sister Avril, you should be a service provider. Sister Cheryl Phoenix with the Black Child Agenda, a service provider. I know sisters are on this platform who work for CAMS. Understand that, or used to work for CAMS. Or I've got sisters and brothers who are counselors, fantastic cultural counselors. You come to us, brothers and sisters. That's what I'm saying to you. We can all make sure we feed each other. We can all make sure we look after each other. We can all make sure that we are servicing each other. So brothers and sisters, if you run a company or you run a service within the Black community, that you know that you can help the Black community or the community of African heritage, then we want you to sign up. And we're going to go more into later where we want ambassadors from every single city in the UK. So if you're living in Manchester, contact us. Let us know that you want to be an ambassador. We will train you. We will give you the information that you will need so that you can go out and get parents to sign up, man. Right now, phase 1, power respects power. We need you to join us. We need you to join us, brothers and sisters. And then I can set my man Daniel upon you. Because when this brother's got numbers behind him, I'm not even joking. When this brother's got numbers behind him, when he's speaking on behalf of the community, I've seen him do it with a small representation of our people. Can you imagine if this brother can speak and to make the movements, because he's not afraid about friend. He will put us in a position whereby our people are loved and respected. And I'm serious now, brothers and sisters. We want you to literally, Sister Donna Adams says, she's from, say thank you, Sister Donna Adams. You know, Sister Donna saying that she's from Manchester. She wants to be an ambassador. We are making history. And you know what we're going to say? 5-10 years time from here, brothers and sisters. We don't want you to say, didn't we do well? And you've done nothing. You didn't even sign up. But then when we're making legacy, you're saying, yeah. Didn't we do well? Shut up. I'm going to say it again. Shut up. Because we're giving you a chance right now to join us. So that 10 years time, you're not lying to your children, saying, didn't we do well? Because I know many of our parents was around in the 60s and they didn't listen to Malcolm X. They didn't listen to Martin Luther King. They didn't listen to H.Rap Brown. They didn't listen to Kwame Ture. They didn't listen to they didn't listen to our leaders back in the 60s. But then when we see the old videos of dogs being sick and people walking along picket lines and whatever, you're going to look back and say to us, didn't we do well? Shut up. You never. You was watching the news. Yeah? This ain't the news watching time, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry if I'm upsetting some of you. I'm sorry. But if David said it earlier and sister backed him up, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. So you can't say the Hidden Truth is a platform whereby we just do talking and we do nothing. Because I will set Sister Samira on you, beloved, and she will, and I'm not even joking, She's got a record of all what we've been doing over the last year or two. And she will produce the facts of what Hidden Truth's been doing on this platform. Yeah, so don't vex me up to that. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood, brothers and sisters. Licking shot on Babylon. Ashe. Brothers and sisters, if you feel that the National Black Parents Association can make massive changes, drop down some ones for me. Just please let me know if I'm by myself. Let me know if my fellow directors and board members are by ourselves. If you feel, don't put down ones if you don't feel it. If you feel that tonight we can start the ball rolling, because on Hidden Truth platform, we've got other things that we're going to be moving on to. We've got other developments that we've been working on behind the scenes. And I want to know, are we going to be by ourselves? Are we going to be just talking and really no one's really backing us? Because I'm saying, brothers and sisters, it's a new day. It's a new day. And many of us are going to get attacked publicly for this stance. But brothers, if no one's going to do it, someone's got to stand up and do it, man. And be ready to be attacked. And as we move, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that every time a people go forward in a movement, there will be a hidden hand behind the scenes trying to stop the movement from flourishing. So I know that when we make this stance tonight, you're going to have some Negroes. Oh, what is that all about? They're after your money, or they don't speak for me. And we're ready for that, brothers and sisters. But to love Black people, you've got to love Black people. I'm going to say that one more time before I finish. To love Black people, you've got to love Black people. Because sometimes we could be our worst enemies, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry to talk to you like this, but we can be our worst enemies. So this is the launch of something which I'm excited about. We want you to share this journey with us. We want our children to look at us in 5-10 years' time and say, thank you. That's all. And in truth, we're doing this work without a thank you in mind, in truth. But symbolically, they can say thank you for not being so selfish. Because this is my last point now. My last point is this, because I'm licking shot from Babylon right now. Brothers and sisters, what are we going to leave our children? Are we going to say, I'm going to leave my children my car when I die? That's good. I'm going to leave my children my house, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4. I'm going to leave them my house. Or I'm going to leave my children a little savings pot I got in Barclays Bank. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, that's not what we've got to leave our children. A car is good, a bank account is good, and a house is good. But brothers and sisters, that will last nothing in a twinkle of an eye. What we've got to leave our children is something that they can walk in, they can touch, they can stand, they can see. It's a legacy that's bigger than their parents. It's bigger than any individual. A house, a car is nothing. The enemy will take that back overnight if necessary. We've got to leave our people something to say, yes, they've given me a future based on their sacrifice that they've done on this day in 2022. Brothers and sisters, I thank you so much on behalf of the national. And you know what? My fellow team, man, show them your t-shirt. Some of you, I can't even see your t-shirts. Are you ashamed of your t-shirt? No. Come on, man. Are you ashamed of this logo? That's right, Sister Janet. I want to see those t-shirts, man. Some of you are getting soft now, man. Show your t-shirts loud and clear. And the t-shirt, the logo has a deep meaning. Samira, we salute you, sister. One of the things I've learned in my life, and I want you to listen because I'm finishing. One of the things I've learned in my life, brothers and sisters, in order to be successful, don't steal the glory of someone else. That's why I'm very careful many times when people try to give me praise. No. This is the person that really done it. This is the person that's really. You should feel good to praise each other. And we as a team, we've worked together fantastically. But I'm going to say to you, Samira, we salute you, sister. We salute you because you have worked day and night. Day and night, sister. And I want you to know, I see it. I don't have to say it all the time, sister. I see it. And you've gone ahead and you've laid down a legacy. And they'll say you don't have to have any physical children, but you've got a child, which is the whole of the nation right now that you're giving birth to, sister. And so on behalf of the Black community worldwide, sister, don't ever think that we don't notice your work and we're not grateful for your work, sister. We salute you and we bow to you. Brothers and sisters, this is the Hidden Truth platform, licking shot every single day of the week. And I'm hoping that you're feeling good because we are alive, we are well, we are hoping that you in our community are literally ready for action. Understand that we want you to be ready for action. This is Brother Andrew Mohammed, and we're ready on behalf of the National Black Parents Association, Sister Janet, Brother David, Brother Daniel, Brother Leonard, the whole team, Sister Susan, when she's ready to come and join us. She's a fireball. She's going to introduce you to her. We are there, brothers and sisters. We are there. It's a new day. This is the Young, Gifted and Black Show. We told you we had a special announcement. This announcement is the launch of the Black Parents Association. Can you join us? Can you become an ambassador? Very soon you're going to see some advertising literature. We want you to put it on all your groups, put it on your Facebook. Tell them that this is an organization that is a free heart that wants to help our people go forward, brothers and sisters. Let's not forget, in 2023, we have got the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey's son live on the platform of the Hidden Truth. By the time he comes on, brothers and sisters, we want to tell him about the National Black Parents Association, because if you notice, a lot of the quotes that are used, a lot of the foundational knowledge comes from his very father, the Right Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. And so we want to honor our brother. And I'm praying, brothers and sisters, when I put the word out that this doctor is going to be on this platform, I definitely want you to share the word, brothers and sisters. Get all your brothers and sisters to come down on that night. Please let us not forget that we need to support and protect our sister Ngozi, Sister Rosanna, and honor them for the work that they're doing. We want to make sure that they see that they've got a community, and don't even think of touching this sister. Brothers and sisters, let's not forget we've got Minister David Mohammed from Trinidad on live next week. We're moving, we're grooving, and we got our brother Tarun. We got to salute Brother Tarun. I think he's still on the platform, our brother Tarun, because as we said earlier on, brothers and sisters, Hidden Truth, we're taking it international. Don't forget, Sister Samira, I think you've done it, or Jamie or Jarita, put the links on. Join us next June. We want to be wrapped in melanin. We're going to go to Portugal, brothers and sisters. We've hired out the whole resort. Chef Kevin is going to be with us. Come on, man. Chef Kevin's going to be with us. Leon Marshall of Hidden Science, he's going to be dropping some lectures on melanin. Can you imagine all of us together, soaking in the sun, doing our trips to our sites to throughout Portugal? We're going to go down to the beach. We're going to do therapy classes. We're going to do some healing. We're going to come back. Samira's doing the DJ for the week. Oh, no. I'm going to say that one more time. Live in Portugal. Look, I'm going to tell you that. We're not no dry Soviet kind of... I'm going to try and calm down. We're not no Soviet, non-thinking, no-feeling liberation party. No, we've got a party too. Yeah, we're not dry, crusty people on this platform, brethren. We're gonna drop music. We're gonna be by the poolside. We're gonna reason. We're gonna flex. We're gonna do a whole range of things, brothers and sisters. So join us. £50 deposit, brothers and sisters, will save your place. I personally believe it's going to be sold out. Hidden Truth is always well supported, and Brother Tarun, he's got a whole range of healing courses that he will be doing with us, brothers and sisters.
Jamie, behave.
I wanted to say, Juan Papa G.
You don't know every single time. So we've got our crew in Portugal already. So remember, brothers and sisters, never, ever, ever give up, man. This is a great day. Don't